In the days since police made this tragic discovery, the Delphi community has been coming to terms, I should say, with a painful reality. Eyewitness News reporter David McAnally went back to the scene of the crime today, where neighbors still don't understand how this could happen to two young girls. Dave?
As police continue a very methodical investigation here, going down every road in the search for clues, some folks who live near the crime scene, they fear that their road will never be the same. The crime scene Thursday, a place property owner Ron Logan knows well, but never thought he would know for something so tragic.
I can't really wrap my emotions around it. It's so mind-boggling. I haven't really caught up. It hasn't caught up with me.
Up and down the hills, across that bank now circled with crime tape, his son grew up playing here.
Never in your wildest dreams do you think if he comes down here to play, he won't come back home.
He and his friends grieve for the victims, Liberty German and Abigail Williams, both 13.
That's why we come back. He goes, I'll show you what it looks like. You couldn't carry someone up and down these hills. It's hard to walk by yourself.
We've been able to identify almost everybody else that's been on that trail, and this gentleman has not been identified, and we want to know what he saw, what he might have seen on the trail. Did he see somebody else that maybe some of the others didn't see?
The Sheriff's Department says the trail photos of a man released Wednesday have brought in about 200 tips, and they're checking every one of them, they say. Police want to talk to the man because he was on the trail about the same time as the victims.
I think they feel confident that we're going to get this guy or guys that were involved in this, and I think they're feeling confident that it's going to happen sooner than later.
Back at the crime scene, hoping for answers.
This place is never going to be the same. It'll never be the same, will it? I mean, everybody will be, they'll be very vigilant now from here on out when they come down here.
All right, that's David McAnally tonight in Delphi. Now here's another look at the man police are so desperate to talk to. Again, they have not said he's a suspect or a person of interest. Instead, investigators believe that he is the only person they haven't identified who was in the area at that time. Now, if you were in the area that day or you know anything that can help solve this case, police do want to hear from you. They've set up a new tip line for information about the murders of Libby and Abby. All tips should be called into that number, and you can remain anonymous. You see it right there on your screen. The number is 844-459-5786.
My heart is so cold, my energy is contagious. All the pain, I can't take it. I'm staying grounded and graceful, cause I know everything that I've been through only made me count my blessings daily. Yeah, they've been acting shady, but I don't take it personal. The memory's fading, I'm enjoying the moment. I've been smelling the roses, taking time to reflect, stepping back, the truth unfolding, unfolding.
This stuff's coming to a close.
I've been in the booth, speaking to my soul. You know that I'm true, you know where it go, where it go.
There are more than one person involved
I cannot turn close
with this case. It's not just Richard Allen.
I've been protecting my soul. If your intentions are not pure, I can't let you get too close, cause I'm vibrating high. Ain't got time for your ego, these niggas quit to turn me back. Acting like the amigos, he never cared in the shows. Wasn't with you at your lows, assuming that you gonna fold. But baby, I've been growing ever since I let you go, and I've been doing better, and I know that hurts to know. Hurts to know. Only good vibes around me, and that's for sure.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than people that are trying to degrade their goals, degrade someone. It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about sympathizing fucking terrorists.
Always come to the surface was hurting, but I had
This stuff's coming to a close. There are more than one person involved with this case. It's not just Richard Allen.
Protecting my shoulder, keep it real. Only need good vibes.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky.
Good vibes. Only need good vibes. Good vibes. Good vibes. Good vibes. Only need good vibes.
Cross is a fucking terrorist. A fucking pedophile, sympathizing fucking terrorist.
Good vibes. Good vibes.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Okay, welcome everyone. Hope you hear me. Let me do a sound check. I don't know what's going on here. It's a little rough. But just a minute. All right, sounds good. So welcome in. Look, I want to say hello to everyone. Apologize, I keep dropping out. My hand is not functional, so I'm trying my best with this mouse with all the wrapping, but I'm gonna try not to hit any buttons to kick us on out. But let me say hello to everyone. Critter Mama, Goddess, Deb, Christina, Deborah, Shelly Klein, Moonbeam 70s, Child, Fur Baby Daddy, Deb, Criminal Society, Bonnie, Ginger, Spice 2, Pertinent, Becky, okay, David Rogers, Moonbeam 70s Child, Ninja Warrior Assassin, Goddess, Trial Junkie, Nancy Drew 101. Hello, everyone. Okay. Well, Rebecca Ann, hello to you. Okay, so hey, I don't know how much chatting I'm going to be doing here because this mouse is not cooperating. What's up, Swade Smith? And everyone, it's good to see you all. So tonight's show is called Delphi Drama, and I'll tell you why later. So we'll be getting into that. And tonight we're going to start something new, and this is what we'll be doing from now on. So I want to inform you on the changes, and hope everyone's doing well. Hey, tonight is Friday, March 6th. That's right, March 6th already, 2026, and it is a Friday. Unbelievably, these weeks have just been ticking on by, and as you guys can probably understand, it's been quite a few weeks for me. But I'm so glad to see everyone in the chat, everyone who joins. I'm glad to see you, and if you're on the replay, hey, welcome to the replay. Please hit the like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and all that you do to support the channel, push this out to new people. And we'll be speaking about that as well in a moment. Hello, Georgina Taylor. Hello to you. But I'm glad to see everyone. And so, wow, there's so much going on. And I guess we're having a change of direction here, and we'll be talking about that tonight. To mock and ridicule Doug Carter, we'll be using some of his catchphrases like extremely complex, tentacles, and change of direction. And so I thought that even though I'm not quite ready to be able to perform the task necessary to do a presentation, I could come on and just chat for a moment. And yeah, it's something else, I'm telling you, because I would say we've probably done 400 to 500 presentations on this channel, and people don't seem to understand the amount of preparation it takes to put these presentations together, and also the amount of focus and work it takes to execute these live stream presentations that are always quite lengthy. We typically have gone 3 to 4 hours, sometimes more, sometimes less. That takes a lot of work, and I'm telling you, the benefits at this point are not outweighing the amount of labor that it takes. So so there's some changes that'll be made, and it kind of brings us into tonight's subject. It's funny because you come onto the internet here to try to do your best to shed some light on a case, advocate for the victims, and in this case of the Delphi murders, it's Libby and Abby. Our sole intention here has been to try to shed some light on the case and pressure the community into telling the truth about the murders of Libby and Abby, because we feel that there are many who know the truth, who've been hiding this truth desperately. And it's a lot. And here we're 9 years in. This community has been very reluctant to tell the truth, okay? But I'm sort of at a place now where I feel like the truth has been told. And I know that it was announced in February that it was our feeling, and by our I mean myself and the small handful of closest associates of mine who do a lot of work behind the scenes. It was our feeling that finally the case had been essentially solved, meaning in the 90 percentile solved, meaning that we have a very good idea about what took place with the murders of Libby and Abby, the separate murders of Libby and Abby, the moving of their bodies, and the subsequent staging of their bodies. And it's very apparent to us in the inner circle that that the POIs that you would most suspect are the actual killers of these poor little girls. And we think that that is all out or laid out in the various defense filings. And I've tried to demonstrate that to you, particularly with the third party perpetrators who Judge Gull specifically disallowed. Okay, so it is our contention here that the third party perpetrators are the perpetrators of the murders against Libby and Abby in Delphi, Indiana in 2017. And so that would go to your Frank's memorandum suspects who have these Venlander associations, and into the Klein family, okay, and Ron Logan, all of your third-party perpetrators who were named by the defense. It's our feeling at this point in time that these are your killers of Abby and Libby, unfortunately. And with the publishing of my conversations, or some of my conversations with Reese Davis, just a few weeks ago, I felt that the truth had been told about the Delphi murders, and my intention in coming onto YouTube was to get the truth about the Delphi murders, and I feel that that mission has been accomplished. As I said, at this point, the bad far outweighs the good in terms of just the day-to-day labor, the amount of unbelievable attacks that take place in our private lives and in public lives. And I think at this point, it doesn't do any good to beat a dead horse. So I would assume that I won't be doing any more presentations revolving around the Delphi murders, because I have done them all. No matter the topic that you seek, there exists on my channel somewhere a in-depth presentation on that particular topic. Like I said, 400 to 500 live streams in, 400 to 500 separate presentations, comprehensive, going into 3 to 4 to 5 hours. There's a lot there. It's already on the platform. It's already put together. I do not see the purpose in continuously beating this tree to see what falls off. We already know what's fallen off, okay? And I felt that on February 13th, 2026, we delivered to you with a nice bow around it, a disclosure of the truth about the Delphi murders, and I'm very proud of that. And I'm very appreciative of all of the people who've come together to make that happen. Now, with that being said, I've titled this show Drama, because firstly, I don't need to show you anything to display to you the drama. I can talk about it, and I'm sure you've all seen it. And the reason I've chosen to do this is because it's just funny that no matter how hard you work, what you have accomplished, there will always be critics. There will always be people complaining, coming to the forefront to loudly express their disapproval of anything you say or do. And that's what we're going to be talking about a little tonight. In particular, this week, I received a message that said, "We don't want the drama, we just want the case." And to that I say, you have a problem here, because obviously you have not heard a damn thing that I've said on this channel in the past 3 years. And that is that the case is the drama, or inversely, the drama is the case. Okay? The drama is the case. And if you can't understand that, then you have not had good faith belief in all of the things that I have said to you, because I have proven to you that there exists a plague in this community, many, many tentacles that run deep all throughout social media, which begs the question, why? Why, in the case of a simple murder of two little girls in Delphi, Indiana in 2017, would there be such an enormous effort to stir up drama, to discredit, intimidate, ridicule, and run off any of the creators who have told the truth around this case? So that's what I mean by drama. If you are turned off by the drama, you don't understand this case. As a matter of fact, if you were to truly want to perceive the inner workings of this case, what this is all about, you should be particularly focused on the drama, observing it from every angle, because the drama will reveal to you what's really transpiring in this community, which is absolutely necessary. Now, I know this seems like a bunch of hyperbole and gobbledygook, but it's not, okay? It's not. What you have to understand is that if you focus on the drama, you will see it taking place in real time. You will see the complicated network, the web of connections, the perpetrators of this drama, the targets of this drama, and understand what it is about. And I'm telling you, it's deep. It's deeper than you would think. It's deeper than I would think. You should have seen in the past month, okay, the revealing of that. That you actually had a piece of shit come onto this YouTube's and accuse me of raping my own child, alleging that there is proof in court documents and that this individual held those court documents on their phone as proof that I had raped my kids. And not only that, that I allowed my brother to rape my kid. And even that was a surprise to me, because it never ceases to amaze how deep this cancer goes. You've seen that when I tried to reveal to you the obvious faces of the controlled opposition in this case working on behalf of Nicholas McClellan and the Indiana State Police, I lost half my viewers because no one wanted to believe that there would be a contingent of individuals working as a unified PR team, steering the public narrative and steering the dissent, because it's too complicated. It's too unbelievable. I showed to you repeatedly all of the abusive language, the constant attacks from so-called defense advocates, people out here screaming, "Free Rick Allen." No one wanted to hear it. It's unbelievable. And then there's the troll farm. The troll farm, who I have discussed for years. Okay, the troll farm, who is even to this day waging lawfare against yours truly and several of my friends. That's right. At this current moment in time, there are 5 legal cases underway brought by the troll farm to silence me and my closest inner circle. Lawfare. Typically, you will only see this in politics, big money politics. Why on such a small case, on such a minor case as 2 little girls murdered in Delphi, Indiana in 2017? A little 13 and 14-year-old. Why would you see lawfare still ongoing after years? And then I got the announcement a couple days ago. You all are probably very well aware that I've severely injured my hand. Okay, my hand is severely injured. I have first, second, and third degree burns on my hand. I had a kitchen accident in which 400-degree grease severely burned my hand, which required a trip to the ER, several doctor visits, changes of dressings, pain medication, and is still only 50% on the way to recovery. And what did I have to hear during days of suffering the pain from that and the incredible inconvenience of being one-handed with my left hand as a right-hander, only having one hand to do all that I would have to do around the household and take care of a 6-year-old? What did I hear? I heard someone come into my comment section and say, "Hey, the troll farm's laughing at you. They think it's hilarious. They say that it's karma that you got injured." Really? Really? We've seen people die in this community, whether it be murders, murder-suicides, suicides. We've seen people jailed in this community, multiple individuals, rightly and wrongly. We've seen people attempt suicide in this community by taking bottles of pills. And with all of this behind us, people still wish suffering and death on others. And I ask you, why? If this is only the murder of 2 little girls, why would that be? And I take these things and look at them in comparison to what's occurring in time. And what's occurred in time is that starting at the beginning of this year, that means January, me and my circle began pivoting, strongly focused in the direction of Keegan Klein, Tony Klein, the Anthony Shots account, and the infamous Dropbox of Indiana, operated by Tony and Keegan Klein. And as soon as we began discussing and revealing our focus on this Dropbox and its relationship to the murders of Abby and Libby, immediate death threats, immediate harassment, immediate nonstop phone calls to me and my friends' telephones, threatening emails, and extortion. And lo and behold, when I revealed my conversations with Reese Davis, which very strongly back up this contention that Keegan Klein and the Dropbox were absolutely a part of these murders, the unthinkable happened. Is that suddenly a whole nother wave of abuse, harassment, defamation, slander, and threats started coming my way. If there was no Dropbox, why do you care if we talk about it? If Keegan and Tony Klein had nothing to do with the Delphi murders, why do you care if we talk about it? Seems to me like you're protecting pedophiles. Well, in my opinion, take one to defend one. So what are we really looking at here? We've always said that this Delphi murders sphere is full of dark web chomos. We've said it loudly, we've said it proudly, we've said it repeatedly, and we've said it with backed up by evidence. Dark web chomos, hackers, individuals connected to DC and upper echelon politicians, attorneys general, lawyers, CEOs, internet technology specialists, computer programmers, dark web chomos who have a bent for gore porn. That's who we're surrounded by in this community. Truly. The Delphi murders. You step into the Delphi murders, do you realize you're entering a cesspool, a swamp full of dark web chomos, computer programmers, elite politicians, lawyers, and pedophile defenders? Because that's what you're stepping into. And if that's what you're stepping into, and their primary modus operandi is trolling, defamation, attacks, which causes drama and has the appearance of drama, what do you think you're looking at? You're basically looking at domestic terrorists and chomos attacking independent voices on the internet, giving the appearance of drama, and you're seeing the innocent victims of those perpetrators fight back for their own integrity and reputations, and you're calling that drama. Maybe they don't want us to say that we know that there's been material passed around on the dark web in relation to the Delphi murders. Maybe they don't want us to say that. So they want us to run away like scared little bitches. Or maybe they don't want us to say that they're all connected to lawyers and politicians, friends of the family, relations of the family, and involved in the various biker clubs that are protecting these pedophiles. Maybe they don't want us to say that. Perhaps they don't want us to say that we know their gang affiliations and their interrelationships with some of these POIs. Maybe they don't want us to looking into the fact that we know they're working for the prosecutor and the state police. And so the way to do that is to run you off, to discredit you so no one believes a word that you say. I mean, hey, after all, aren't we all here for the truth about Delphi and the freeing of Richard Allen? Isn't that why we're here? I mean, I thought we were on the same side here. We're over here because we want the truth about those two victims to come out, to bring them eternal justice. It would be respecting their lives to tell the truth about their deaths, right? Seems like we want that. Seems like we also want Richard Allen to be freed from this symbolic sentence of 13 plus 0 years, 130 years, be totally freed or be given a retrial, because it's so obvious that the actual perpetrators of these murders were protected by the judge and the prosecutor and law enforcement, and that he was wrongfully convicted. If we agree on all these things, why is it that we're attacking each other? Why is that? Why on earth would a free Rick Allen person ever attack another? You say it's drama? Is it? That term is dismissive, and I dismiss you. It's extremely selfish to say focus on the case. Don't talk about the drama, because you don't know shit. You don't want to see the forest. $30,000-foot view. The drama is the key to the enormity of the cover-up of this case. You can't see it, you don't belong here. Stop blaming the Patty family. Stop blaming the victims. Take the 30,000-foot view and look at what you're really fucking looking at. You're looking at an enormous campaign to control the narrative over these murders. And why would that be necessary if it's something to do with the Patty family? It would never happen. Now, if this had something to do with a bunch of politicians, a bunch of lawyers, a bunch of CEOs, a bunch of Freemasons, and a bunch of fucking people in DC, don't you think that you might see something like this? Yeah. But you don't want to hear it. And guys, it's been far too long. We have put up with so much shit. You have no idea. You have no idea. Do you realize I had a defense person call the CPS on my kid? Do you realize that? Just because I haven't shown you the receipt doesn't mean she didn't do it. What about the 16 other calls, Prof? To my local police department? 16 phone calls to my police department to try to have me arrested or swatted. Make sense to you? How many more times this month am I going to be served? Did you want to exercise lawfare to try to silence me? Nope. Got lawyers. Don't care. And what's really offensive is some of you viewers I see supporting that shit. I see over there supporting that shit. And let me tell you something. If I fucking see you supporting that shit, you're blocked from my channel. And for those of you who considered yourself friends, you might notice I don't have nothing to say to you anymore. Because just like I would block a random viewer I don't know, I'd block a friend, because I'll be damned if you go support that shit. No friend of mine would go support, condone, and endorse someone saying that I raped my son. Yeah. So this is how this is going to go. I am done with Delphi content unless and until there's updates. I would recommend that most of you do the same. What are you here for? We're waiting on an appeal. Then we'll know what happens next. There might be something to talk about. This has consumed too many lives. Myself and my friends, too many lives have been eaten up, lives destroyed, time wasted, days that you'll never get back, while these ravenous, maniacal wolves have a feeding frenzy on a daily basis to destroy us. And everyone's forgetting that from the beginning, they said, this is a group of people. There were other actors involved. Anthony Schatz lured the girls to the bridge. The girls were kidnapped. There were other actors involved, and they end up murdered. Are we just going to forget about all that? Suddenly it's a lone wolf crime? Really? Lone wolf crime. Delphi is a lone wolf crime? Really? Never in your wildest dreams would Delphi be a lone wolf crime. If you think that, maybe you should switch places with Abby and Libby. Go find yourself a bridge guy. If you don't have the mental capacity to see that there's no way on earth this is a lone wolf crime. Remember even Nick McClellan charged Richard Allen with kidnapping and said they have reason to believe there are other actors? I guess until they realized they weren't going to be able to get the scenario they wanted together, in which Richard Allen takes a plea deal. So Richard refused the plea deal. All of a sudden, the other actors go away, right? They're forced to go to trial. It suddenly becomes a lone wolf crime, and the kidnapping charges suddenly become murder. But sure. It makes a lot of sense. But drama. From the first day I stepped onto this case on YouTube, I was surrounded by a bunch of vultures. Okay, this is how it works. And this is an important announcement for people like Ted and all the new people around here. Let me tell you how it works, Ted. You come onto YouTube, what's going to happen? All of a sudden, you're going to be surrounded by a bunch of helpful people, vultures. They'll get their claws in you. They'll get the wrenches in the channels. Matter of fact, you got someone like Jinx. She gets the wrench in every channel, solely to boot bitches out, as she says. They'll get the wrenches. They'll get in your Discord. They'll get in your ear. And the moment you step out of line, that same group will turn on you and try to destroy your life and make you unalive yourself. That's how it's going to work. That's how it works in Delphi. And if you wonder why so many creators have vaporized, disappeared into the ethers, well, it's easy. It's easy, okay? It's easy because when a new creator comes around and is actually independent and not part of this massive cover up, an actual independent who's not a state actor, who doesn't work for the PR firm or is not a CI that's indebted to Carroll County or the ISP to serve their every whim. When a true independent steps onto this case and expresses their independence, they must be frightened off. And look at it. It's happened so many times. I've always said, look back at your list of creators. Think back 9 years and think of all the creators who were truly independent, who were truly inquisitive, who were truly discerning and were able to deduce logic and separate it from the noise. Look at the number of creators who disappeared into the ethers after a short stint. And I wonder why. Do you wonder why? Do you know about the death threats that come on a monthly basis? Oh, how about law enforcement knocking on your door on a quarterly basis with some sort of complaint from the troll farm? Or how about the defense free Rick Allen people calling your CPS on you? Right? The terrorizing emails. How about the 40 to 50 phone calls in a 1 to 2 day period from unknown block spam numbers? That's not good enough. How about contacting your family members? Yes, it happens. Oh, yeah. Your licensing agencies, right? Your employers, your former employers, your cousins, your second cousins. Posting photos of your children, of your mother, of your father, of your home with arrows pointing at your front door and your side windows where people were pointing to people where they think you sleep. Am I making it up? No, this has all happened to me. And then you got the lunatics. Who are the lunatics? Well, they're the viewers who get main character syndrome and go off the deep end, right? And then so they start emailing you. And then when you don't buy their bullshit, they turn on you. Their ego flips around on you, right? And suddenly it's Darvo. You become the number one threat in the entire community to the lunatic viewers who have mental issues and are main characters who are now projecting the Darvo onto you. And then they go around. For instance, the current rumor. Let's see. Me and Christine once lived near each other in Louisiana. Therefore, we must be working together from way back before we ever came into Delphi. Sure. Sure, Christine, I just met 2 years ago. But yeah, sure. That sounds sensible. I've known Christine for 20 years. We're working together to sabotage the case of Richard Allen. And sure, it makes a lot of sense. State actors, sure. So drama. We want to talk about drama. Don't talk about drama, Prof. Really? Should I not talk about the truth about what this case is really about? Because, like I said, the drama opens the door into understanding the massive nature of this cover-up. The drama's not for no reason. It's not just drama. Wake-up call. Piece of advice. Normal cases have drama. Normal cases have just drama. You know, cases where all of this ain't happening. Unfortunately, Delphi case is not a normal case. I think it's time to wake up. If this were a normal case, you wouldn't be here. I mean, isn't that logic? But that was highly offensive. It was highly offensive, especially at a time when I'm suffering an injury and I've just been called a child rapist. So, like I said, some change of directions. We'll be making change of directions. Basically, if you're just here for Delphi, I don't know, turn off the notifications, watch the old shit. I'm not going to fight this case publicly anymore, okay? I'm going into a mode of irregular warfare. Okay, so this irregular warfare, you'll see its consequences, okay? You'll see the results of this. And from time to time, I'll continue to publish the things that I want to. But nope. It's not worth it anymore. It's spinning our wheels when it's all been laid out comprehensively for you on a silver platter. You just have to actually want to see it. And like I said, go back into my older content. As a matter of fact, I told Deb last week or last time we talked, I said I was telling Deb how my playlist, right? I got all these playlists. You go into the playlist on my channel, probably might get caught up on some stuff. You know, we got all these playlists. So I think that about covers what I wanted to say regarding my take on this word drama. All of this other bullshit, it's not doing anything to solve the case, to help Richard Allen. It's just a bunch of noise, okay? And I just want to say, like, don't you find it odd? Okay, let's look at it this way. It's to be expected that all of the guilter voices, the troll farm, right? All of the lunatics, the Richard Allen's guilty folks, it just goes to say, right? It's acceptable that they would constantly be personally attacking us. That drama, right? You would expect all the guilters, they're always gonna have drama for the other side. That's what you would expect. But what's really bizarre here is that in this case, it's not just that one side attacking the other side. As a matter of fact, they're having a fucking party right now because they're looking over here at this Free Rick Allen side, right? They're looking over at this side, the defense leaning people. They're looking at us and they're saying, ha ha ha, civil war. Look at them fighting each other. But what you're really seeing, let me ask you this. How many times have you seen me go out and straight attack on our own side? Just a moment, please. Hey, thank you. You guys don't understand. It's even impossible to open a chocolate. It takes a lot of effort. I'm going to set this aside. Thank you for your patience. But what am I saying? I want you to recognize that I've been here for more than 3 years. And there's been these cyclical waves of absolute unhinged attacks. They are always multifaceted. In other words, they always go for your reputation, your employment, your parenting, criminal accusations, weaponizing law enforcement, have them come and knock on my front door, calling CPS. Do you not find it odd that every wave, here we're in the third or fourth wave, every time it's the exact same thing and outright lies. And I don't even want to, I don't even want to argue the bullshit anymore. For instance, one of these pieces of shit, when I took the great expense to drive 35 hours, right, to get in my vehicle with my son and my dog and drive 35 or more hours over to Indianapolis, all right, rent an Airbnb for a week, do all kind of filming and whatever I wanted to do, visiting the trails in Delphi, and then driving those 36 hours or whatever back, paying that bill for the Airbnb and all of that gasoline, feeding my kid and the dog the entire way, both ways. This certain piece of shit literally said he never went to Delphi. It's a lie. And another piece of shit, who by the way is the same one who called the CPS on me, who's a defense person, quote unquote, a Free Rick Allen person. That piece of shit, she had the audacity to say he stole his footage from Chris Long. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Like, no matter what you do, they will turn it into the opposite of reality. Matter of fact, I'll show you something. Let's see. There we go. I turned the sound off. This is some of the drone footage I took. And maybe this will be good for you to look at. As a matter of fact, I suddenly feel like narrating this. Now look, Let me pause it. Now you see what's happened here. Let's back it up a bit. All right. So here you're over the creek, right? Notice that where this refurbished area stops is right as you cross the water. Now notice there on the right, I don't know if you can see that clearly. You see the drive down there? Okay. There's a reason I followed this path, okay? Notice the drive down there. I know these fall colors, it was hard to see. This was middle November. Mid-November. All right, now you see the drive there? You see it going under there? Okay. There's your hill, right? This is your hill. Here you see Weber property here in the drive there on the top of the screen. Now you notice I'm doubling back. I'm doubling back along the drive. Boom. Now what you see there, okay? Notice it's the end of the bridge. It's the end of the footbridge, right? And this is the hill. This is your spot. This is your spot down the hill right here where I'm pointing. You see where my finger is pointing? At least I'm attempting to. This is your down the hill. Now notice how this drive comes immediately down at the bottom of that hill. So you see what I mean about Keegan Klein, right? Let's back it up a few secs. You see it? You see the drive in the middle at the bottom of the screen. You see the bridge there right up here. This is down the hill right here. Down the hill. Straight down to the vehicle. It's where Keegan was supposed to be. And I wish a motherfucker would. Let me chime in here. I wish a motherfucker would. Tell me something again about saying Keegan Klein. Tell me something again about saying Keegan Klein. And I'm going to call you a fucking pedophile protector forever. Okay, because Keegan said that's where he was supposed to be. In the car waiting to abduct Libby. Okay, does everyone get it? Like, are we acting like our heads are up our asses? Keegan said the objective was to abduct Libby and take her out of state. Got it? He was supposed to meet the other two at this bottom of this hill in the vehicle. He was there in a vehicle and he pussied out at the last minute because he got spooked by an old lady. This is why the abduction didn't happen. If he had not gotten spooked, they would have abducted both of those girls down this hill into that vehicle and been the hell out of Dodge. Because Keegan didn't make it to this spot, those girls were forced across that water. So sorry. But like I said, I wish you would say some more shit to me. I mean, what else do I have to lose here? All right, so come down the hill. There's your vehicle. You can see clearly how easy that would be. And just get the hell out of Dodge. You see the you see the drive there. Get the hell on back out of Dodge. And you guys remember all of these urban myths or whatever, all of the rumors about parties under the bridge, right? Remember all the rumors about parties under the bridge, partying under the bridge, right? Partying under the bridge, smoking dope under the bridge, cooking meth under the bridge, under the bridge, under the bridge. This is where that is. Look at it. This is under the bridge. As you can see, it's wide open woodland, right? Let's back it up a bit. Under the bridge. And notice the easy access. There's a drive right there. Shout out Raffy. Shout out Raffy with the under the bridge bullshit. Shout out Raffy under the bridge. You see how expansive it is? I mean, really, y'all. And there you go. That's two nice little, that was a little young couple who had walked up while I was filming. See them looking up at the drone? Smile, you're on camera. She's like, I'm creeped out. Let's go. Prof is hiding. You don't know where I am. I'm not going to tell you. I'm hiding with the remote. Now, look, another thing while we pause. Let's pause here. Let me ask you this, ladies and gentlemen. Could you see fish or not? Could you imagine that you could see fish? I mean, being that you can see the bottom of the creek. Remember, this is mid-November. Now stop here. Let's stop here. You see what's on the right is the on the right here you'll see a little fire pit for Brad Weber. A little Brad Weber fire pit. Notice how sheer the cliffs are on the left. Now we're entering the area right due south of the cemetery. Still on Weber property on the right. All right, I'm going to stop here. Because newsflash, this is where you would go across the creek. Why? Why would you go across here? Other than it being a straight beeline to Ron Logan's property. So straight beeline, Ron Logan, Weber's property or down the hill, you went to that drive, you go down a little more and then boom, straight across here, straight across to Ron Logan's. Beeline. Conveniently located across a sandbar that's elevated, so the shallowest point in the creek. As you can see here, there's plant growth, right? There's dry ground. Right? Beeline, right across it. On the left, you have Ron Logan's property. On the right, Brad Weber's. Beeline right across this bank, the sandbar, whatever you want to call it. To your left here, you'll see we're approaching the crime scene, quote unquote. Crime scene number 3. Which is why you'll see me pivot here. I'm going to go right directly over the crime scene, number 3 or 4. Now you see this is very hallowed ground, okay? This place should never be disrespected. As a matter of fact, old Ryan Logan should have gifted this to the cemetery to be a permanent memorial. They should gift this to the city of Delphi or to the cemetery and put up a memorial here. This ground should never be touched or fence it off or whatever. This doesn't need to be under private ownership for all the shit that this has caused, for all of the lives that this has affected, whether it be the family members, the extended family members, the community members who were totally innocent, or all of us out here in the public sphere who've been harassed, all the people who've died behind this case. Can we please declare this hallowed ground? But as Dr. Perlmutter said, it's all the markings of a ritual location, ritualistic location, which is why it's insane that there are these attacks, right? This drama. It's insane. So what if what you're looking at is a twofold crime? Remember when Reese said the first phase of this crime, Libby is murdered by Keegan Kline and Ron Logan and Tony Klein. This is what Reese says. Then two individuals show up. One who walks to Ron Logan's from walking distance. One who works at a landfill who comes over to help out and who also disposes of the wheelbarrow that was used to move Libby's body and other items. You know what it smells like to me? There's your ritualistic element. Two separate murders, two separate groups of perpetrators. Because they had a little girl, Abby, who they also considered moving out of state. Right? Do we forget that already? Do we forget that so soon? So the concept was that moving Abby out of state. And what happened? Let me see if I can pull up this. What happened is it's time to move Abby out of the area. Uh-oh. You got roadblocks, barricades, law enforcement. At every point, you see a yellow at a minimum. Do you see a way out? Someone, please tell me, what's the way out for these people? You go up 575 West, there's a roadblock. You go up across Wilson Bridge, there's a roadblock. You go on down to 200 North, West 200 North, there's roadblocks. You go over by the Andersons, there's a roadblock. You can't get out. Ron Logan discovered that when he left and came back. There's no way out or in or out of here. You can come in because he lived there. They weren't going to let nobody out without peeking in that vehicle. So it seems to me, you realize you're stuck. Now you got a little girl locked in the bathroom. You call in a cleanup crew. What if that cleanup crew are you guys in the Franks memorandum? Who I loosely refer to as the Vinlanders, the wannabes. They call in some help, some assistance, a cleanup crew. We got a little girl we got to get rid of. What are we going to do with her? Well, what would they potentially do? Take advantage of a bad situation? I don't know, something like this. Well, you got a creek, you got a clearing in the trees. You know what I mean? You got the woods. You got a body of water. Why are you talking about all this, Prof? Well, because I'm trying to understand why the reluctance for people that are supposed to be on the defense side to hear this information. Why the reluctance to hear this information? Who says that if the Kleins are involved in this scenario and Ron Logan, it means that the others are excluded? No one is saying that the Ferenczi and Click and Murphy report goes down the drain. No, like I'm trying to understand this. Because these people are acting like you took Christmas from them. It's not sensible. Just because I say that the Kleins and Ron Logan are involved in this does not mean that the individuals in the Franks memorandum are not. I always assumed it was a group of 6 or more individuals. Even the most smart law enforcement officers I've ever spoken with about this case, we all agree that it's 5 to 10 individuals, possibly 6 to 12 individuals involved in this. Let me see. Keegan, Tony, Ron Logan. That's 3 individuals. So who are the other 3 or 4 or 5? I don't know. Maybe everyone in the Franks memorandum, that's about 5, right? Or more. You put all those together, it seems like you got the right group. But like I'm saying, nothing is ever good enough. Nothing is ever good enough. Instead, we're called pedophiles, child abusers, misogynists, racist, liars. We're none of the above. As I said last month, the truth has been told about Delphi. Now you just don't want to hear it. And anyone out there not thinking it's the truth, I don't know. What you got? What do you have better? And again, I circle back to the cover-up. Do you honestly believe the entire state police, prosecutor, the judge, all of these lawyers that have infiltrated the case, do you believe everybody would be in on this cover-up for a couple white supremacist, Odinist wannabe ventilator freaks? Do you really? Are you that stupid? Do you think that a couple wannabe gangsters are going to be protected by this entire strata of individuals? Conversely, do you think that a couple chomos, pedophiles, are going to be protected by that entire structure? No. But you know why Erica started saying the Dropbox is the nexus? Because it makes sense. Would a Dropbox that ties in to all the elites be protected by this kind of structure? Yes. I mean, look at Epstein. Okay, look at Epstein. It was just announced yesterday. I think they said 47,000 more files are about to drop. I'd have to go back and look, but I just saw an announcement in the past couple days that an entire other batch of Epstein files are about to drop. You don't think that shit's been sanitized just like the discovery in Delphi? Hello? Trust me, if they went to the extent or to the lengths of deleting 70 days of shit out of the recorded interrogations, if they went to the extent of sanitizing the tips before they handed them over to the defense, if they went to the extent of deleting Reese's polygraph video and his written stuff, if they went to the extent of deleting the marathon footage and all this shit that Delphi or Carroll County or Unified Command or the prosecutor or Indiana State Police, all these people who deleted all this shit and sanitized this shit in Delphi, if they went to the extent for Delphi, you don't think they went to this extent with Epstein? Of course they did. This is something so ugly that they will protect it at all cost. And like I said, if you're looking at Delphi trying to figure out why in the hell have they gone to these lengths to cover this up, the only answer is that it points straight on up to something very, very important, or a whole bunch of people who are very, very important. That's the only reason you'd see this massive of a cover-up. And I don't see why it's so hard to drill it into everyone's brains. And we have to take the brunt of this attempt to silence. We have to take the brunt of the abuse because we're pointing this out. Hell, look at this Virginia Guffrey. What do you think that's about? Epstein. Promise you. They might not ever tell us. Look at Savannah's work with the Epstein victims who came forward, and she was the first and the biggest. Now you got one or two of them dead. Her mother is dropped off the face of the earth. Let's see, who in Delphi has dropped off the face of this earth? Who in Flora has dropped off the face of this earth? Something bad going on here. Something really bad is going on here. And you call it drama? Drama is a dismissive term. Don't call it drama. Try to understand what's going on here. What is so bad that you would see all of this? Anyhow, there's much more important things that are also going on concurrent with all this. And that's what I mean by we'll be changing direction. There's a lot that we need to be talking about, and there's a lot that I need to be doing and using my energies towards, rather than rehashing the same old shit, same old shit, same old shit. But I want to thank everyone who's come, and also I see there's a bunch of super chats. Let me welcome Tripper to the memberships. Thank you, Tripper. Thanks for becoming a member. Also, Deb. Thank you, Deb. Rebecca Ann, Dennis McKean, and MJ Lewis. Thank you, MJ Lewis. Deb. Thank you, Rebecca. And Dennis McKean, thank you, Prof, for everything you've done for this community and everyone else involved in this. I'm impressed that I can operate the mouse right now. Whoops, sorry. All right. So what we'll be doing, let's see if I can do this. I want to move on. So what I'm going to be doing now, from now on, we're going to do the first half of the show here on YouTube, and then we're going to always go to the second half of the show on Twitch. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go on the Twitch. So I have something very special for you tonight. So come join me on Twitch. We're going to jump over there now. It's a very, very interesting piece of investigation that's just dropped that I want to go watch with you and take a look at on Twitch. So I'm going to jump over to Twitch in, say, 5-10 minutes. I'll meet you all over there. Here's a link here. Okay. Prof allegedly at Twitch. The Prof allegedly. All right. So I don't know, Deb, if you can join me over there, Deb. Appreciate it. But we're going to jump over. What's up, Mark Ellis? Thank you, Mark Ellis. Let's see. We're going to jump over to Twitch in the link below. Hopefully that posted in the chat. Go over to Twitch. Just click the link. I'll be over there in 5-10 minutes. You're going to love this thing because I don't know if I want to give too much of a teaser, but it's, we have a plague of arsons, of deaths by fire, and of corruption in the prisons in Indiana, right? Well, this that we're going to take a look at tonight on Twitch is where all three meet. And I hope to see a bunch of you over there. Please check the link in the live chat and join me over there on Twitch in 10 minutes, okay? Appreciate you all. Love you all. See you again. Who knows when? Like I said, my hand is only 50% there. So unfortunately, I'm struggling. And let me just say on the way out before I'll head on out of here. You guys, please be very careful in the kitchen. I have not had a kitchen accident in 15 years when I sliced my hand open. Okay. So been about 10, 15 years since I sliced my hand open in the kitchen. But I'm telling you, that's got nothing on a 2nd and 3rd degree burn. When you're in that kitchen, be extremely cautious of hot things. They're really hot things in the kitchen. So please, 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 please take my advice. You don't want to feel the burn that I felt last week. It don't go away. There's no relief. And it's the hottest thing you've ever felt in your life, like your hand is on fire. And so thankfully, Silenced Woman helped convince me to rush to the ER, and I'm so glad I did, because trust me, with a severe burn, you will not want to suffer through that. The fastest, soon as you can get to the ER and take care of it, let the doctors take care of it, it'll be good. So just a note of caution, be careful in the kitchen, please. I'm just telling you. It's a really debilitating thing, especially on your hand, where you cannot function in your normal functions in life. Brush your teeth, take a shower, all those things that you normally do with both hands. Yeah, you don't want to stumble. So I'll see you guys later. I'm heading over to Twitch now. So see you guys in 5 minutes on Twitch. Okay. Peace out.
Oh my God.
Prof is a fucking terrorist, a fucking pedophile, sympathizing fucking terrorist. It's not productive, it's kind of gross and icky, and I feel like it tells us more about them than the people that are trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Been waiting so patient, I'm going places, can't fake it. My heart is so cold, my energy is contagious. All the pain, I can't take it. I'm staying grounded and graceful, cause I know everything that I've been through only made me. And I'm my best daily, yeah, they've been acting shady, but I don't take it personal, the memory's fading. I'm enjoying the moment, I've been smelling the roses, taking time to reflect, stepping back, the truth unfolding, unfolding.
Prof is a fucking terrorist, a fucking pedophile, sympathizing fucking terrorist.
If your intentions are not pure, I can't let you get too close, cause I'm vibrating high. Ain't got time for your ego, these niggas quit to turn me back. Acting like the amigos, he never cared in the shows. Wasn't with you at your lows, assuming that you gonna fold. But baby, I've been growing ever since I let you go, and I've been doing better, and I know that hurts to know. Hurts to know. Only good vibes around me, and that's for sure. Only good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't lie.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky.
Good vibes, good vibes. You see me searching for my inner peace. I've been learning more about myself and my purpose. Truth always come to the surface. Was hurting, but I had to heal. Releasing all the pain I always held. Been going through some changes, I'll make it still. Protecting my soul to keep it real. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes.
This stuff's coming to a close. There are more than one person involved in this case. It's not just Richard Allen. There's several others, and we've all seen them on TV and been interviewed and spoken about way back in the beginning.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. Prof is a fucking terrorist. It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky.
It was our job to help law enforcement.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.